So, now you gotta tell me where we are.
Where we are?
Just tell me the story of this place.
Okay. We're
Talk about anything you want.
sitting in John Eugene Garner and Linda Garner's home in Wheeling, in the woods, with pine trees and black locust trees all around, with 2 water wells, old wells. And we're sitting in a home where my home place used to be. A home that my daddy was building when he died in 1969. He sold some timber to build the home. And the old home place that I was raised in when I was a child through my years until I got married is directly in front of this house. And it has had 4 rooms and was built with $57. And it housed 5 people. And we had a good life. We were poor, but we didn't know it. Daddy worked for soil conservation. We had gardens, fields of peas and corn, watermelons. And my mother worked when my daddy was at work. She worked at home. Instead of buying her pants to wear to work in, she wore my daddy's old khaki clothes. Khaki pants, a blue jean shirt or jacket, and his gloves and his underwear.
That's what she wore?
To work.
Oh, okay.
To work.
Oh.
She works like a man. She milked the cow, she hoed in the garden, she picked peas in the field, she shucked corn, picked tomatoes. We killed hogs and canned them. Not canned them, we canned the vegetables. But the hogs, we smoked. We smoked the pig. And my job was to cut up the cracklings. And always the cracklings that we ate, when Mother cooked them, they were so good. But I remember Mother boiled backbones one time, that fresh backbones, that I ate so many of them that I got sick. And we had the pig's bladder that we blowed up and put peas in it, I think, and would throw it around and make a rattling noise. And we had the best bacon. When the bacon was cured in the smokehouse, you could almost eat it raw, but it was almost sanitary because it had been smoked so long. Mm-hmm. And I had a cat named Nanny, a yellow cat that when Mother would go in the smokehouse, she would beg and cry for a piece of the bacon or the ham, whatever was in there. And when we had supper, Mother always cooked a great big meal at lunchtime. Fried chicken, blackberry ice cream, mashed potatoes, purple whole peas, butter beans, green beans, sliced tomatoes, blackberry cobbler, whatever we had, Mother put on the table with biscuits and cornbread. Then for supper, Daddy wanted another breakfast. And so she fixed biscuits and bacon and eggs or sausage and ham. And my kitty, Nanny, wanted some supper, and she would beg and beg at Daddy's leg. And he wouldn't tell her no. He'd take his spoon and thump her on the head real hard. And I felt so sorry for the kitty. And I remember keeping count of the kittens that she had. And as well as I can remember, there were 100 or more kittens that she birthed in her lifetime. And there were tomcats that came around when they were newborn and ate them.
You've had cats around here all your... Ate the kittens?
Yes.
Goodness gracious.
Because they were just newborn, I think. And there was a certain smell on them.
Yep.
And so they would eat them.
That's not uncommon in felines. Lions, as well as other large cats.
And the old house was so cold. We had cracks in the floor. It was wooden floor, and then we had a fireplace. That's the only thing we had at first for heat was a fireplace. And we didn't have a couch. Our furniture was, if we were lucky, we had rocking chairs or straight chairs. And we had a linoleum rug on the floor. I always had to have a fire built in the fireplace in the winter because it was so cold. And when I would get hungry right before I went to bed, Mother, I didn't eat egg yolks, and she would fry me 2 or 3 egg whites in a little long-handled skillet over the fireplace with bacon grease in it, and I'd eat just egg whites before I went to bed. And when I first got married and my ex-husband and I went to medical school in New Orleans, I was being checked by a doctor, and he wondered why I had so much albumin in my urine, and it was from all the egg whites that I had eaten.
So you lived here on this property till into high school?
Yeah, end of high school, then I went to college at Northwestern for 2.5 years, and then I married. But this was always home, the old home place.
Right. Bubbie built this house we're sitting in.
This, Mother had a fancy little house, we call it, beyond what I was raised in this spot,
Okay.
and it burned.
Where were you born?
Over in the old house, over there where the bench is.
You were born there.
Born there. All of us was born there. Dr. Nat Bryan came to our house and delivered us. And we were all from, I think, 10.5 to 11.5 pounds, 10 to 11.5 pounds, all of us.
And then your mother, later she came and lived with you, right?
From time to time she did when she was real sick, but she spent her last 3 years solid with me.
I thought it was like 15. No.
Years?
Yeah, I don't
She
know.
stayed a long time with me, Bill, but
Off and on.
like she might stay 9 months out of the year when she had her hip broken.
Right.
She'd come back home for a little bit, and then she would have to come back with me because of illness. But the last 3 years, and then the last 3 months, she was in a nursing home before she passed away.
Where was she born?
Huh?
Where was she born?
She was born right across the field.
Wow.
Brown, DJ Brown's old home place, and
She was a Brown?
she was a Brown, Eva Dale Brown,
Okay.
and she had 4 brothers, and they were all in the service. She had 5 brothers, I believe. Marshall, Press, George, Jean, and Crockett, 5 brothers and 1 sister. And 4 of them were in World War II, and they were all in the service, and they all lived and came back.
Was her sister Aunt Jess?
Aunt Jessie.
Okay, Aunt
Jessie.
Jessie. And she lived in that brown house.
Little brown house. And
Let me get the plug. I'm going to plug it in. I want you to tell me about going to Jerusalem.